upload that, you're gonna be sued civilly. Do me a favor, please not. You're dismissed. Keep it moving, bro.
Go back in there. You're gonna be arrested.
No. How bad do you want to talk to my sir?
It's HIPAA.
If you're back up, bro, I'm not gonna say you can't. Guys, we're at the Miami Police Department. I wasn't planning on coming over here today, but I was in the area, and because I got lied to by a few officers the other day, they told me some officers were gonna get fired, but in reality the officers were just suspended for 50 days. So I'm gonna find out how the hell the department came up with that decision. How did the department go from a recommendation for termination to a 50-day suspension? So I'm gonna find out what the hell is going on in this department. And of course, guys, there's still missing rifles. 14 rifles have been recovered. We have 11 rifles remaining, and we're gonna ask some questions. And the mayor was at a nightclub with a few sergeant at arms, and we want to find out what sergeant at arms those were when the mayor went to Club Live. Hey, what's up? We're at the Miami Police Department, so you guys know where we're at. We have these posters that haven't been updated in a very long time. Miami Police Department. Hey, what's up, brother? How's everything?
Hey, sir.
How's everything? Yeah, I need to speak with Kenya. She's here.
Who?
Kenya. PIO, senior officer at PIO. She does the media. Kenya Fayad.
I'll be right.
Thanks.
That's it?
Yeah.
So you need help? Yeah. No, I'm okay. You need help, sir?
All right, guys, we're gonna speak with the media department at the police. Let's wait for Kenya to come up. She's a nice lady, but she lied to us last time we were here. Miami Police Department. Yo, will any of you guys be willing to sign my petition to recall the mayor of Miami-Dade County? Anybody want to sign the petition? Sign the petition to recall the mayor?
I don't know what we're calling them for.
Hey, sir.
So-
I called the office. She's off today, okay?
Somebody's in there for PIO, or where are they? So I can go meet them up.
She's off. Like, she's not working today.
No, but there's somebody
They should
in
be
there
off.
for PIO. Maybe Gio
Let me ask.
or Hortada.
Okay, so you're trying to look for anybody from PL?
Anybody PIO. If anything, tell me where they're at and I'll go meet them up.
You give me your name. I was looking for a name. They gave me.
Hortada, Giordano, or Fayad. So we need to find out how they went from a recommendation of termination to a 50-day suspension. And what message does that send the young officers in the department when they could just cover up crimes like that? Official misconduct, careless driving.
I'll come and speak to you, okay?
Perfect. Hey, thank you too. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
I'm waiting on.
How's everything?
Good, and you?
I'm doing all right. Do you mind giving your name and your badge number, please?
Yes, Officer Kiara Delva, 42720.
And your position with the Miami Police Department?
Public Information Office.
Perfect. I hear that Kenya's out today. I asked to speak with her.
Yes, she's actually out on Mondays.
Oh, okay.
But I'll be more than happy to help you.
Okay, so I have a few questions. They're a little, maybe they're like a, there's a lot of info in the questions.
Let's step in this corner just
Yeah.
so that we don't drop.
Okay,
This is your
yeah,
bag?
that's my bag.
Okay, I'll just move it right here.
Yeah, go for it. So the Papiers, Ronald and his wife Nerly, they were, as I spoke with Kenya, and she told me they were recommended for termination.
Yes.
So now a news report comes out and we hear that they're gonna get a suspension for 50 days. How did the department reach that decision?
Well, remember, that's still an open and ongoing investigation, and that's normally ran out of the city manager's office. So that's all a part of the paperwork process. That's something that a public records request have to be put in for, so that we can get you additional details on how they came up to that decision. And that's something I'll be more than happy to get that information for you. Did you put a public records request in?
Not for that request specifically. I will be doing it today, and
Okay.
hopefully you guys can get back to me pretty soon.
Okay.
Okay, I have another question regarding the 25 missing rifles.
Yes.
My information is that 14 rifles were recovered and there's 11 still missing. Is that correct or no?
Well, the latest update that we gave on that was on June 3rd, I believe, and it was a total of 23 rifles that were unaccounted for. They have since located 12, and I believe 11 are still unaccounted for. Let me double check that for you, okay?
So at the moment we have 11 rifles missing.
But that was as of June 3rd, so it might be another update, but give me
Okay,
one second.
now I spoke with Kenya, and I sent it to PIO.
Yes, 12 have been located, so 11 are still unaccounted for.
From my information is that I've been able to gather that Keandra Simmons and Claudia Clark are the ones responsible for those missing rifles. Is that correct, or we still don't have a determination on that?
I do not have an answer for you on that one. Keandra Simmons is the major over the property section. However, I cannot tell you that they're the ones responsible for the rifles.
Okay.
That are they're just unaccounted for.
Is there an internal investigations open on those two officers, Keandra Simmons and Claudia Clark, or you don't know?
I'm not sure if there's an open investigation.
Okay.
The rifles were unaccounted for. So there's still 11 that they're looking for.
I have the serial numbers, but I don't have the makes of the rifles. Are they all of them AR-15s?
I will have to double check that, but I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so.
Now I have one more question. It's gonna be my final question. I
Yes.
believe that at the end of June, it was a Thursday, maybe the last Thursday of June, Mayor Francis Suarez was spotted at Club Live, and he had with him, as his personal security, 2 Sergeant of Arms of Miami-Dade Police Department. Are you aware of that or no?
No.
No. Is there any way we could get any information of who those Sergeant of Arms were that were guarding the mayor?
Yes, you have an email that you
Yeah.
submit your public record.
I'll write it down for you.
You're ready for me?
Yeah.
Let me get you a paper. Hold on.
Now, one more thing. Is it normal for the mayor to have personal security, a Sergeant of Arms, 2 of them?
Now that right there, what's your name?
My name is, I'd rather not give it, but because you're being so nice, my name is Rafael Antonio Gomez.
Rafael, okay. As much as I would like to answer your question, I'm not at liberty to discuss anything with that, because if there is an investigation on that, which I do not know if there is or isn't, but I will be more than happy to verify for you once you give me your information. Because of that, I cannot give a statement on that.
Okay,
Because I don't have information on that.
Because from what I hear, Mayor Suarez had those Sergeant of Arms. They had brand new police vehicles with them. And after that, after he left Club Live, he took the Sergeant of Arms with him to Key Largo, to a rental house he had over there. And I also want to know if that's normal for the mayor to take his private security out of the county. So if we could get that information
Okay,
from PIO.
Absolutely, I'll be more than happy to help you obtain that information.
Okay.
Just leave me with your information if you don't mind.
All
A
right.
good email,
Perfect.
phone number, however you choose to obtain the information, and then we'll submit it without a problem.
Perfect. I want to thank you, Officer Delva, for your information. And
You're
I'm
welcome.
going to turn off this camera and I'm going to give you my info.
Okay.
Thank you. I had to, my apologies, guys. I had to ask Officer Delva one more question. Now, the Papiers, their recommendation of termination was changed to a suspension of 50 days. What message do you think that sends to the young officers here in the department?
Rafael, I'm sorry, but I cannot give a comment on that. However, we'll be more than happy to release a comment to you once we get proper approval on that, okay? Because normally Chief of Police will make comments.
Okay.
In regards to an open investigation.
Is Acevedo here? Because I have big questions for him.
I believe he's been very tight with meetings, so if you wanted to get in contact with him, you might have to leave your information.
Now, with that being said, since you mentioned Art, are you aware of the Harding Street raid in Houston?
No.
Okay, he was the chief of Houston. You know that was his previous job.
Yes.
Okay, so the Harding Street raid, the police officers went to raid a drug house. They ended up shooting a few people. A child got killed. And the police officers kind of covered it up. They falsified information. And last week, several officers from Houston that worked under Acevedo were arrested by the FBI for falsifying records. So I want to ask the chief, what do you have to say to your officers back in Houston? What do you have to say to your officers that were arrested? And is this normal with you that everywhere you go, people are falsifying records? So yeah,
Okay, so here's what I'll do. you're already gonna provide me with your information so I can get you the information you requested earlier. And in return, I'm gonna give you our public information office email. That way in the future, or even with the inquiry that you have right now, you will forward us those questions and we'll send it up the chain of command for review and possibly a response for you.
Yeah, but I like asking the questions in person because
Absolutely.
you know, I like seeing their face when I ask the questions. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need to speak with Art in person pretty soon. It's fine. If he doesn't want to talk to me, I'll just find him somewhere in the city, because I'm crafty like that. But so Miss Officer Delva, when can I hear back from you guys? I asked a lot of questions, and when do you think I can hear back from you?
As soon as you provide me with all of your information, we'll submit those public records requests, and once it goes through the chain of command and we get the responses for you, we'll send it to you immediately.
Now, Officer Delva, I had an issue. My last 3 public records requests that I filed with this department, I was charged $1,000 for one of them, $600 for another, and $500 for another. Is that reasonable that you guys charge me that much money just for emails?
Well, I mean, it all depends on the amount of research that goes into them getting the information for you. You submitted it through the portal, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Or
That's what I'm saying, because you keep telling me to file public records requests, and then I file them, and then they tell me they want hundreds of dollars for the request, and I'm like, I think they don't want me to have the information.
no, please don't feel that way. It's all a part of the policy from our records department. Everyone is charged accordingly depending on the amount of research that goes into submitting the public records request, as well as the research that they have to do to provide you with the information, okay? So,
Yo, can you do me a favor and provide me your phone number so I could call you like in a week and maybe...
I'll put it on the paper.
Yeah, so maybe...
I'll write it for you.
All right, guys, we're going to end this interview with Officer Delva. She's been very helpful, but not very informative. She's not authorized to speak at the moment, but she's told me as soon as she gets the information, she will forward it to us. And I want to thank her for her time. And thank you to the Miami Police Department.